Welcome to the channel, guys. We're making some progress getting it ready for this new house to come, and I got an update. It's coming early. Somebody else probably couldn't get financing or something together, and so we got bumped up the assembly line. So let me show you what we've done. This is the transformer base, and we've trenched way out to the road. Still got a little work to do here. This is where the main power comes in with the meter base. This is the disconnect for the house, and this panel will run one of the shops later on down the road. So it's absolutely howling wind out here, so I'm gonna not get very good audio, but let's go out here and I'll show you what we've got going. The old 135 here put in a little bit of work. We're getting some ditches backfilled, and if you didn't see the last video, I built this road on road cloth so that the house can come in here and not sink into this mud. The permanent driveway is up there. There'll be a rock wall eventually, but I just dropped another side dump load of gravel here, and I'm going to put this in to backfill the foundation. So if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in setting up a new manufactured home. This is going to be a double wide, and the two halves, the frames come in right along here, and there's a whole bunch of rebar. Go see the last video if you're interested in that. We were able to pour the slab. It came out perfect. It's kind of dirty and messy right now, but I've stripped all the form wood, and these center bays here, I'm going to fill all this in with gravel. That way when the house comes in here, it'll be one nice smooth floor. Underneath it you can crawl around in here, do plumbing stuff or whatever. But so it's time to backfill these in. I'm going to scatter a little bit more rock around the edge. It's been snowing and raining like crazy. This is basically just magged off finish. You don't really want a super smooth finish. The block will set on this nicely, and the CMU block will mortar down better if it's a little rough. So no point in finishing it any nicer than this. So as you can see, that's going to be ground level up there, is about 4 foot above this, and that'll be the driveway height. The entryway is over here, and that's our view, but you'll be way up there. So I got to get all this filled in. I guess I still got a few more form boards to pull out of here, and we're going to get rock in here, and house is coming next week, so I am excited. So as you can see, I just backed that side dump in here and dumped, and that truck's weighing 100,000 pounds right on the nose with this load in it, and it didn't squish our road or sink into the ground or get stuck. So gonna be no problem getting the houses backed in here and not have any issues with mud. And then I'll actually pull all this gravel out of here, since this is all on fabric, and it'll go up there where you can see the light plant, and there'll be a big circle drive up there, and then a garage later on. Just need more money for that part. So before I poured this, I put these chunks of 4-inch pipe here, and this will allow me to run my sewer line through. I can shove a 3-inch conduit for the power run, and that'll get everything inside the wall. Last week we got our septic installed, and I've got my two, so I got a 1,250 gallon tank, a 1,250 gallon pump chamber, and then that's all drain field. We just passed our inspection on that, so it's time to backfill that next. And there's a gust of wind again. So we got our 3-inch conduit coming up right there. There'll be a disconnect that has to be within 30 feet of the house, and then this runs clear over there to our other tree of power boxes, and then it runs all the way out 600 feet out to the road out there. So we bought lots of conduit lately. Just howling out there. I don't know if I got any of the audio. I was trying to walk the people around and show you what we're doing and why. But basically, I dumped all this gravel out of my truck and I'm taking it into the gap that's between the runners. The reason there's a gap between the runners is concrete's very expensive and we don't have anything supporting in this area, so there's no point wasting money on concrete. Once the house is here, nobody will ever see this again, and this foundation far exceeds the requirement by the manufacturer. So we'll just have some gravel in the middle here and it'll work out great. Put a vapor barrier down and this will all come out nice. I've got a plate compactor, so once I get done with this, I'll run the plate compactor over all of it and it'll all be solid as a rock in there. So when the trailer comes in, if they've got a back across those, they won't be sinking in. Picking up some concrete scraps and that wasn't a very good bucket full, but we'll put it in there. On this farm. I had it a little over 2 years. It's got 537 hours on it, and it's all doing this kind of stuff. We don't just drive it around and put hours on it. And so you can get a full scoop of gravel, doesn't bog it down, it just bites right in there and works. So I'm real happy with this unit. We'll get all of our gravel packed in here, and so a little update on the house. I thought I had a little over 2 months to get this all ready to go, and I've been working away at it, feeling like I was a little bit ahead of the game and making a you know, busting my butt to get it done, but not having any real concerns. Well, I got the call that we got bumped up on the assembly line because somebody else either didn't buy their house or maybe they had financing issues or something came up, and so that bumped our house up to where suddenly I had 2 weeks to finish this project and not 2 months. And so no big deal. We've got our septic is in, we've got our water line went in last weekend, and I've got the road's all built out here, so we're not worried about sinking the thing in the field or anything. And so we're ready. This is kind of the last thing that has to happen for the house to come in, and luckily my wife reminded me that, hey, you need to get that gravel out there, because I kind of forgot it in the mix of all the other things I'm working on. And so we've got a couple loads of gravel and put them in here, and then they'll put this thing in here and get it all jacked up on blocks, and it'll all get bolted down to this foundation, and we'll have a house to live in. Should be pretty cool. bucket every time. I thought it was kind of silly that it's got that level indicator, but depending on where that rod is, you know, you're perfectly flat to the ground, and you get a nice full scoop every time, and also keeps you from digging into the ground where you don't need to be. And start running down the middle of this and pack it in a little bit as well. Stagger our tire tracks here. See how much this is going to pack in. Channel, welcome, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you guys like what we're doing, and if you're old to the channel, thanks for coming back, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. All right, back at it with another load of rock here. This is my side dump, and we have got 31 tons of rock in it. Let's get this dumped out. And that's how a side dump works. Yeah, the boys are sure enjoying this. We're going to get the old plate compactor dropped off out here and hammer this stuff in. show. So I went to get one more load of gravel and they didn't have any of the normal that I use, which is 1¼ inch minus. They had clean. So this last little bit it's gonna work out good because I've got all this extra, and that'll be my drain rock around the outside edge because it doesn't have any fines in it. So this stuff will drain. It'll be fine in here. It's harder to get it to pack, but anyways, I'm gonna do some raking, and there's a time and a place to get off the machine and just fine tune the edges with the rake. And then I'm gonna do a footing drain all the way around the outside edge. So this whole pad will never get water on it because it's gonna have drains out here. And then downspouts will get all tied into that as well. Well, you guys got dirt on your face.